So the trailer for this expansion was pretty darn epic, and I for one was physically aroused by it, but what was actually going on behind all that dragon killing and quest text skipping we were doing? Well, first of all, Deathwing has broken free from his elemental hideout, which was called Deepholm. He was hiding in Deepholm because thousands of years ago during the War of the Ancients, back when he was sort of good and went by the name of Neltharion, he turned psycho and turned on us Azerothians, including the other Dragonflights, during a massive battle with the Burning Legion. This betrayal was partly due to the old gods' influence, because they were whispering naughty things in his ears late at night, making him all paranoid and tired and grumpy and stuff. Before this battle, he'd managed to forge a weapon by tricking the other Dragonflights into giving some of their power, and sealing it into what he called the Dragon Soul. In the end though, we basically kicked the shit out of him, enough for him to need to recover for thousands of years, and we confiscated the Dragon Soul. To aid his recovery, he used Elementium plates to cover bits of him that had broken off, which he must have thought was amazingly clever until we ripped them off again in the Dragon Soul raid. Anyway, for now, he's back, and he's actually a rather clumsy fellow, as when he broke through from the elemental plane of Deepholm, it broke a lot of Azeroth, in what's called the Shattering, presumably because it's like he shat on everything. Deathwing's aim was now to rule over everything in Azeroth and destroy whatever resisted. He started out in Ocean's 11 type style by going about recruiting all of his old mates. Apart from in Ocean's 11, George Clooney didn't have to go about resurrecting any of his old friends, which Deathwing did have to his son Nefarian and daughter Onyxia. Nefarian's always been a sort of scientist type dragon, previously creating the chromatic dragonflight a while back, so his dad gave him the task of building an army of his crazy creations to help him in the war effort. It was actually Nefarian that resurrected Onyxia, however her new body was unstable when we fought with her in Blackwing Descent. Oh yeah, and by the way, we take out both Nefarian and Onyxia in that raid. Deathwing also resurrects Sinestra for his posse, after she had died when her unstable Twilight Dragon creation, Darganax, had accidentally self-destructed and took her out with him. She was actually his former mate, who's now been recruited to make him lots of babies, Twilight ones. Sure, Deathwing, is that all you want? Loads of dragon babies, or is it that you want the thing that results in babies? I'm onto you, dragon. In order for her to make these babies efficiently, Deathwing plonks her in this lair where she'll be protected and reliable, called the Bastion of Twilight, guarded by Shogal, former apprentice of Gul'dan. Because of his good working relationship with the fuck-ugly old gods, Deathwing managed to enlist the help of some of the servants of the old gods, i.e. the elemental lords, including Ragnaros, the Fire Lord, and Alakir, the Wind Lord. The Earth Lord Therazane and the Water Lord Neptulon were involved in the expansion, but didn't get fully behind Deathwing for reasons that are too boring to make it into this video. So, after we deal with these elementals and sex partners, in raids and dungeons the real story picks up. The dragons realise they need to band together to beat this Deathwing bitch, and so the Blues have to pick a new leader because we killed the last one in Wrath of the Lich King. The Amber Dragonflight have issues too. They have to sort out some confusing shit in terms of time travel because their leader's missing in time, due to these guys called the Infinite Dragonflight that like to mess around with time apparently. Long story short, the Blues pick a leader called Kalagos, and the Ambers get theirs back. We use the now fixed time threads to go back in time and fetch the Dragon Soul to use on Deathwing. Time travel's so convenient, isn't it? Because of some infallible Blizzard logic, the dragon aspects can't actually use the Dragon Soul themselves, so it's left to Thrall to do their dirty work. We go through the Dragon Soul raid, killing off his array of guards and minions, including Ultraxion, who was his greatest creation of the Twilight Dragonflight, and we finally get to Deathwing, who's proper mental now, so we shoot him down and bash him to pieces. And that's a brief rundown of Cataclysm lore. Oh yeah, also there was some troll shit.